Hello everyone, nice to meet you in my channel. My name is Lin. I'm a Chinese who study in Japan. Well, as a newbie in YouTube, I have been spending some time thinking to myself, what is a good content? What can be a good content in a YouTube channel? And I think about it, and one sentence from one of my friends from Ukraine has inspired me. Well, this friend, he was the couch server in my house in Japan, and then when I told him my story, he said that, "Whoa, I didn't know this. Like, you can actually study abroad for free." And I was really surprised. I thought everyone can easily access to this information, and everybody can just research on the internet because it's the world of internet. And I just realized maybe people aren't realize the possibility, so that's probably why they didn't really try to research about it. So today I I want to share with you my story about studying free in Japan. Well, let me tell you one story from high school. Uh, actually, I enter high school in my home country in China, in my hometown called Fuzhou, which is a well medium-sized city, and that high school was one of the best high schools in my province, which actually luckily offered me a lot of opportunity to be exposed to those overseas study information. And of course, the university I'm studying now, they actually go to my school, introduce all these advantages and good things about this university, and that become the initial for me to apply for the university I'm studying now. um, well, also another reason is that I'm not really good with study in my high school. As you know, like in my high school was really competitive. Everybody's so smart, so hardworking, and I just found myself having a hard time to catch up. So at that time, I have one passion. I love to speak English. I like practice oral English with people who are also equally passionate about it. So I decided to make a try to my university. And I remember, by the way, my university is called Nismeka Asia Pacific University. The simplified version to call it is APU. The letter is APU. If you're interested in it, go Google it. And like when I applied, I didn't really uh, have so much hope that I will actually get into the university, because at that time I was going through some financial obstacles, and I was really wondering whether or not I should actually study abroad, which can be a very which can cause financial burden to my family. And of course I might have a hard time out and oversee during the overseas study, I did have a hard time, but there's no problem because I overcome it successfully. It will be totally fine. Everybody can do it. So basically I applied to my school through an agency which has a long time cooperating with my university. So they are doing the documents, they help me with the self-statement and all the form filling in, which actually make it much easier for me to finish my high school study, as I started to apply to my university from my I think it's when I was the second year of my high school. So I still have half 1 year of study to go. So I didn't want to really busy myself with all these procedures in terms of application and all. So I decided, maybe I should, you know, let them help me. So yeah, I did pay small amount of money. They helped me deal with all the procedure. They helped me with the interview. They were really responsible. and luckily I got into the interview. I went to Shanghai for the interview, and really unexpectedly I got 100% tuition reduction, which is the first scholarship that you will receive from the university, from my university. So basically, if they want to tell you, okay, you got accepted, they give you an offer. At the same time, you will be offered how many percent of tuition reduction that you are going to receive. For example, if you got 80% of scholarship reduction, you are going to only have to pay 20% of the tuition, which is great for most of the people actually. So I wasn't really, because I was not really good with study back to China. The only strength I have is that I was really interested in circles and activities in school, and also I joined some competitions, well, province-wise, national-wise, in terms of English speaking. Well, however, my GPA wasn't really that good, so I don't know how would I perform in, well, I did well in the interview. I did communicate with them perfectly. We did have a good time, but I was really worried about my documents, like maybe it's not that good looking. So anyway, one day my father received a call, and he was like being like, okay, and then he hung up the phone, and like he was like silent for like 10 seconds. That was like the most like a weird feeling 10 seconds in my life, my dad. And then he shouted at me saying that, Lin, you get 100% scholarship reduction. I was like, okay. Okay, I was being very confused. I don't know why. I was being really confused. Like 100%, so 100% scholarship reduction, that means I don't have to pay. What? So I was like, after a long time processing, I realized I got 100% scholarship reduction. I was like really shouting and hugging my dad and my grandmother. And that's when I realized, oh, Lin, you are going abroad for study. Well, and then, well, we started some documents, and further on transfer of small other amount of admission fee and stuff. That's not like a big amount. And then I depart for Japan. Well, and after arriving in Japan, I realized I also have another scholarship which will be offered to me for half a year, which is, I'm not really sure the amount now, but it's around 338,000 Japanese yen per month, which will be transferred to your bank account. That will offer you, your daily living fee, which is awesome because during this half a year you are able to learn Japanese and you are able to find yourself a part-time job. So well, I was really happy about the money, but then at that time, because I didn't have a part-time job, so I was trying to save up. Instead, I spent a lot of time, like stay in the dorm and cook by myself and learn Japanese. That's how I get started my school life. And after 1 year, I found myself a part-time job, which is recommended by one of my senpai. Senpai means seniors. Like when I was first year, they were like second, they were like second year, so they got a job, so recommending me a job. And starting from there, I started my part-time job life, which is actually really difficult at the beginning, because 1 year of studying Japanese is not enough for me, because my school tend to be too international, Everything is offered in both Japanese and English, including all the major classes, liberal arts, general subjects. Everything are mostly offered in two languages. And of course, there are students who are speaking fluent English and all the office stuff. They'll all be able to speak very fluent English. So that's make it hard for me to actually be absolutely fluent in Japanese. However, I still get a job, which is cleaning the dishes in a dining hall near my school. I take the job quite happily. I thought, okay, I'm going to work hard for that and all. Well, I did work hard in a small period of time, and I realized a lot of culture shocks and something I personally find it really hard to overcome. And well, I still continue the job, and then for 1 year, and I changed to another job. And there goes a long story of how I adapt to the culture shock that I overcome during the periods, and also during the in between I had to take a leave of absence, and how I survive all this. So I think like start now I'm a fourth year university student. I definitely find myself go through a lot of ups and downs, which is absolutely amazing because it makes me more mature, more calm down, and more thinking details, and being able to accept others' opinion. So I will make another video about how I adapt to the part-time job environment in Japan as a student who are not actually perfect in Japanese. Um, if you have anything else that you actually want to hear or you want to ask from me, please comment down below, and I will be very happy to answer all your questions. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for listening.